My name is John Passfield. The title of this reading will be The Mammoth Cheese, Video 16, the interview Part 1. So here is the novel. James McIntyre, The Mammoth Cheese, a novel by John Passfield, historical photo there. And here's the summary on the back of the novel. With a contribution of 800 cows, the tiny village of Ingersoll, Ontario, has not only produced the world's largest block of cheese, it has also nurtured the epic poet who can rapturously sing its praises. Now, if only Queen Victoria can be persuaded to take a hearty bite and add her majestic voice to the poet's ecstatic hymns of praise, the mammoth cheese will become the edible jewel in the crown of the globe-girdling British Empire. For the sake of brevity, I'm going to break the interview into 3 video readings. The interview in this reading will be from chapters 2 to 5 of the 16 chapters. So all through the interview, the reader should be asking, what's he saying and what's he thinking? Strikes me that the two are not the same. Something's bothering James McIntyre, the main character, and he doesn't really want to talk about it. So let's have a look then. Let's go to chapter 2, page 10. Oh, gosh. And we'll start the interview. There we are. So, what is the epic adventure? The magic adventure that will lift a whole village and floated on the foams of far-flung seas. The adventure that will put Ingersoll in the realm of legend and myth. Well, it's a quest, a voyage, a searching, a village on the move, seeking its destiny, seeking its essence, seeking its soul. Rivaling the stories of ancient sagas as bold as Balboa, or was it Cortez? The epic adventure will be the story of the mammoth cheese. The cheese will be exhibited here, close to home in North America. It will astound the people who behold it with its massive size. It is a 7,000-pound block of succulent cheese, made in factories in tiny Ingersoll, the product of 800 contributing cows, a wonder of modern agricultural feats. It will win all available prizes, sweep the judges off their feet, garner publicity that will reach across the waves. Okay, moving on a few pages. To England next, across the ocean, to be exhibited and admired. A great popular wave which will inundate British shores. England, the center of the world, the arbiter of thought of the whole empire. This phenomenon will be presented at court to the Queen. How can she fail to respond to its flavor, to respond to its massive imperial size? Surely knighthood will be conferred on this block of cheese. Oh, for sure the experience will happen. It will certainly happen, for sure. For sure and for certain it will come to pass in time. Every house needs a solid foundation. Every journey needs a plan and a route. Every quest needs a wily leader and intrepid adventurers to climb the mast and reef the sails. The deed is as well as done. This is a story without suspense. It can be entered in the books. The golden fleece comes at the end of the old story, you see. But our story already has the mammoth cheese. Well, that's chapter 2. Let's look at chapter 3 for the continuation of the interview. Did I enjoy the tour of the town? All the significant local sites, where to get one's shoes polished and where to dine? Well, they say that rooted people make the best sailors. They say that this is because they have a clear sense of home, as if they have swallowed a compass as they sail the 7 seas. I have roots in the hills of Scotland. I have roots in Ingersoll. I have put down roots in every place where I hang my hat. Roots are what connects the mind to the soil. I feel as if I could thrive here. I feel as if I'm thriving now. Every atom in the air is food for the mind. I love to stand on the sidewalk outside my store. People I know, people I don't know, people of youth, people of age, everyone going about the business of their lives. I often think of a town as a beehive, people buzzing from here to there, gathering nectar from the flowers they meet on the way. Oh, I think of people as water, swelling a storm in a surging tide, dripping from a downspout into a rain barrel, giving sustenance to a traveler half buried in the sand. People, people, people. People bury you under their cares. People dig you out of the rubble of your despair. People walk by and never notice you. People walk by and give you a smile. Every person on this earth is a lifeline, offered or denied. So, who are the people in my life that I have treasured? Who are the people in my life who have given me grief? Who are the people who are my honey? Who are my wine? Who are the boulders in my seed field, waiting to snag and break the plow, the fly, the mosquito, the gnat? And most important of all, how do I decide? I keep a book in my mind with every name written down. Beside each name, I've made a prominent mark. Perhaps you're wondering what mark I will put beside your name. Well, that's chapter 3. Let's go to chapter 4 for the interview. Whoops. So, what for me would be a typical writing day? Well, some days are typical, some are not. Some days are special. We have a sale at the store or a delivery wagon gets stuck in the mud, but many days are predictably routine. How do I live and how do I write? Well, how do I write and how do I live? To me, they go together. They're both the same. I live to write, and I also write to live. Every experience comes to me as a package encased in rhyme. Take the word incandescent. What would rhyme, you might wonder, with this word? Now, it isn't a case of chasing after a rhyme. The rhyme must be integral to the concern. Art must have a central purpose, a central idea. Each work of art, even an epic of great length. How many words are there in the Iliad? How many words tell the story of the founding of Rome? Must always be about one simple thing. 24 books, a central idea, a central concern. So, a rhyme might be a rhyme, but not apply. The word was incandescent, effervescent, quiescent, adolescent. Only one of these might suit the work of art. Well, actually, there'd be two. 2 words make a couplet, 2 words and 2 sentences in order to make a rhyme. A couplet, you see, is 2 sentences that rhyme. A couplet is 2 sentences side by side, 2 concepts, 2 topics, 2 ideas. A couplet is 1, 2 aspects of a single theme, a double idea. The sentences are the wood, and the rhyme, you see, is the glue. Well, that's the end of the interview in chapter 5. Here's a note that I'd like to read. In this novel, the interview takes place across 15 chapters. There are 4 image units of interview in each chapter. In addition, the chapters take place in 4 locations. These locations are Ingersoll, Ontario, Saratoga, New York, Toronto, Ontario, and Hamilton, Ontario. The Ingersoll chapters interlayer with the chapters which are set in the other 3 cities. Now, it might seem to a reader of this novel that the interview takes place in one sitting. If this is true, then it would appear that the interview is a memory in the mind of the main character, and the memory occurs when he's actually located in a later setting of the novel, perhaps in Ingersoll, which is the setting of the final chapter, chapter 16. So the question would arise to an intrigued reader as to why the character, or failing that the author, as there is no narrator, doesn't indicate to the reader of the novel just where the interview takes place, if it did take place at one sitting. The answer might well be that although the interview might have taken place in one sitting, the importance of the interview is becoming apparent to the main character now that he can look back on the interview as something that has happened in the past. Now that he can interlayer the interview, the memory of the interview, as imagery between the memory layers of other events that have taken place before, during, and since the time of the interview, which can now also be seen as imagery which, when juxtaposed with the imagery of the interview, might yield significant meaning to the main character when thought about in this configuration. The configuration then is not a linear series of events, but rather a mosaic of interlayered images, memories taken out of their original context of place and time and interlayered with other memories also taken out of their original place and time context to make an image pattern by which the main character is attempting to understand an experience through which he has gone and possibly to understand the significance of his entire life. So, this is my novel, James McIntyre, The Mammoth Cheese. There's more information about the novel on Amazon. There's also information on my publisher's website, roxmillspress.com, and on my website, johnpassville.ca. There's more information in the form of two free books. Just click on the icon and you can read them. A planning notebook in which I plan and write the novel, and a journal in which I reflect on the novel as I polish it as a complete rough draft. Lastly, I'll just say thank you for watching this video.